Ah, is this me? I can't tell.
Hey,
Hey.
hey! It's fucking our top 5 games of 2014. We're
Yeah.
going to talk about 2014. There's some good video games.
It was some not so good ones, but some good ones.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. So, Keith, give me your top 5 of
All right.
2014 and why. It's like a test.
it was
Gotta
like
write
a
an
test.
essay.
I have to write a test. Like I can't just give my answer. I have to show my work and
Yep.
why. All right,
You
shit.
got to explain everything, show your work.
Fuck.
Don't draw penises on your paper when you hand it in.
You might.
Gotta cross your name off.
Cross it in. So I guess number 5, I have Infamous Second Son. This was like one of the earlier games that I got this year. I think it was because I got nice. I got this right after I got like Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs and Wolfenstein. So this is one of the first games, and it was probably one of the longest games that I played, and it was just fun. I mean, it's an open world game. You know, all the powers. It's very versatile gameplay, different play styles with all the different powers. It had a really great story. You know, the choices. Were really deep at times, and then great hero, great villain, as we said in the Game of the Year video. Also, and I mean, this game holds a special place in my heart. First ever platinum trophy I ever got on any system ever. So
Great job.
actually, technically, that means it's also the first game I 100%ed. I never even got all the achievements in a game on the 360. So
Great job.
that's that.
Great job.
Sleep it off. Number 4, I have Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
All right.
Explain.
Explain. Okay.
Explain your snake words.
It's as a remake. It is a very very good game. You know, I sat down and basically played this game straight through the week after I got it, and almost beat it within a week. And it's just, it reminds me of one of the best Pokemon generations ever, which is Generation 3, and it's just brings back my childhood, man. Like 10 years of my life, I would flash back 10 years ago. And also, I mean, it's cool that I found out that after you beat the game and after you do all the stuff, the Elite Four actually gets more difficult, which is actually something that they haven't done since the last remakes they did. And it's just, if you like Pokemon, especially if you like Ruby, Sapphire, and if you like X and Y, you'll love this game. So yeah. Number 3, I have Super Smash Bros. I mean, it's Smash Bros. It's the best Nintendo has to offer in a fighting game in a beat 'em up style, up to 8 person fighting style game. Smash Bros. Was one of the reasons I got a GameCube, and so that was like my first GameCube was my first step into like getting a true console gamer. You know, I had an N64 and I played a couple games, but when I started to really get into games was with the GameCube. So, so this was just brought back those memories. And I mean, it's a great fun game. All the maps are incredible. 49 fucking characters is awesome, and all the items and trophies and shit. It's just probably one of the most fun times you can have playing a video game this year. Number 2, I have Wolfenstein: New Order. It's Wolfenstein, so it's the very tough guy first person shooter that everybody loves. About killing Nazis, which is like
100 Nazi scalps.
which is like, killing Hitler is like some of, gaming's earliest memories, killing Mecha Hitler, and so, it's just cool that also they mess with history. I love World War II, and it's like, oh, what if the Nazis won? And that's the whole premise of this game. And it's awesome.
Space Nazis.
Fucking being able to dual wield sniper rifles. I mean, come on. That's just fucking insane, just because it's completely unnecessary and awesome all at the same time.
It will also get you killed.
You know what? I don't fucking care. It's fucking amazing. Dual knives. I can run around with 2 knives. That's completely me.
But he's Space Nazis.
Space Nazis. I'm on the motherfucking moon. But, number 1, the Shadow of Mordor. It's open world adventure style game that has mean, it has combat like Batman, Batman has some of the best combat in the open world game I've seen ever. And it's just fun. There's plenty to do, and the Nemesis system really brings the game together. Because there's always, like, even if you don't think you have that goal, there's always a slight goal of, what if I knock everybody out? What if I kill all the captains and all the war chiefs in an area?
Then you're the captain now.
And then it's like, and then I do it, but like, they'll always restock by then. And I've tried that a couple times to do that, but it's really fucking hard. And so it's just, it's fun. It's just, you explore the world, get all kinds of items, do quests. You meet familiar characters and new characters based on the Lord of the Rings universe, which is fucking awesome. And I mean, like I said, it's just a very, very fun experience. So that's why, Shadow Mortar is my number one, and that concludes my top 5 games of 2014.
Me.
Let's go.
Alright. My number 5 is Pokemon Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I bought Alpha Sapphire, but they're pretty much both the same game. So,
Except Omega Ruby's better.
whatever.
Fuck off, man.
Man, I'll have Rainy Day and Thunder, bitch.
Man,
Rainy Day and Thunder.
I've got Solar Beam and fucking.
Groudon cancels out water types with his special
So you're fucked.
primal power.
Whatever.
Yeah,
But this is the first time I played
Primal in here.
Primus. Yeah,
Don
Primus.
Primus.
Alright.
Alright. This is the first time I actually played Generation 3 Pokemon. So, it's my first step into what was Hoenn
Hoenn.
region? Yeah. First steps into Hoenn. Yeah, Ho.
And
And it's been fun so far. I haven't actually been able to really sit down and just kind of play through it like some of these guys have. Still working on it. I am finding it hard to figure out where the fuck I need to go next in this game, though, at times.
yeah, it doesn't hold your hand like X and Y does a lot, but I think that's some of the beauty of it, that you have to
Yeah.
think. You're like, alright, where the fuck am I supposed to go?
Well,
now?
even then, it's like, oh, you did this, and let's go back to this town, but you don't need to go back to this town.
Yeah.
But still, it's a fun game. It feels like this is actually going to take me a little longer to actually complete than X or Y did. I feel like I just kind of tore through X and Y, and it wasn't all that satisfying. My number 4 is Smash Bros. For Wii U. 3DS version was great, but the Wii U version was better. 8-person Smash. I can't do anything less than 8-person Smash ever again. 8-person Smash has changed the game and completely ruined regular 4-person Smash for me.
But you can't play all the maps. That's about the only downside.
Yeah, that's the only downside. That they don't have. I don't think they have enough maps for 8-person Smash. I feel like if they had a few more arenas, then it would be almost flawless. Just the pure chaos of having 8 characters on screen is incredible, even without items. And then the ability to go online and do that is even better. Plus the additional game modes, which I haven't really looked at yet. Maybe we'll be able to check that out at some point. Number 3, I have Infamous Second Son. Like he said, this is kind of the first next-gen game I got. This actually is the first next-gen game I got and played. Because I picked up this and Thief when I bought my PS4. It's a great open-world experience. The powers feel completely different from each other. Very refreshing when you got a new one. Although I kind of preferred Neon over anything else. Neon was pretty badass. But it was just a very great story, great villain, like Keith said. And the replayability was nice. The ability to play through twice, two completely different ways, kept it interesting. My number 2 was Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. Again, like he said, great open world, great story. Combat was incredibly addicting, very satisfying, much brutality. It kind of went farther than the Arkham games did, but then again, it kind of was able to. The ability to kind of change the look of your equipment as you did certain quests, like the sword legends and the dagger legends, actually kind of changed the appearance of your equipment over time once you did a certain amount of them. And the fact that really anything could happen at any given time. You could run across a Graug and then have it completely wreck your day, and all this work you've done towards going after a war chief is completely undone. So, the Nemesis system was great. Just walking into a fortress, balls out, and be like, hey, who wants to come fuck with this? And then just tearing through 50 orcs is also incredibly satisfying. And then my number 1 went to Dragon Age Inquisition.
No.
No?
No.
Alright.
Right. The story, again, I haven't finished it yet because there's just so much to do. The story I've played so far, about midway through, is incredibly deep, very complex, very satisfying. It seems like it's going to be a very good end to this chapter of the Dragon Age lore. I feel like this is kind of going to be the end of this part of the universe at this point. That could change as I get towards the end game, but there's just so much to do with side quests. The interaction between your party members, it seems very not generic, organic. Just kind of, they'll talk to each other even though, you're right there, you're not directing them to talk to each other. You actually learn more about the universe and who these characters are through that party interaction. So yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition, my number 1 game.
Alright, my top 5 games this year. Number 5 to start it off with, I have Mario Kart 8. It's, if you ever played Mario Kart, and if you haven't, it's like a racing game, basically. That's what you do, and it sounds pretty simple. Usually racing games, before I'll play them for a little while and get sick of them, and that's what Mario Kart is. It's entertaining, and as good as I was at Mario Kart 7, wasn't as good as Mario Kart 8. I felt it was a little more challenging. They added more racers in different races. You could race up to 12 people in a race, counting yourself. It looks great. It looks really awesome. Sometimes I kind of get distracted looking at things. I run into a wall. It's just a great game all around. You don't really get tired of it if you have people to play with, and the competition with it is pretty fun. Number 4, the first fighting game I can never really say that I've actually really liked is Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. And it's at first I never really liked fighting games like this, like ever. And then once we start playing, I'm pretty sure like everyone so far has said because you can fight like 8 people, and it's it's really fun, chaotic. Like you have a ton of characters to choose from, like Wario, he has like his motorcycle, and King whatever. DDD. Is that how you say it? King DDD.
King DDD.
I've never actually learned how to say it. I just call him like King or whatever. But King DDD has like his hammer. Lucario is really fun to use. Rob is like the best one to use. I don't win that much, but I get a lot of kills with different people. It's really fun, especially when you have people to play with. On the Wii U, not on the 3DS, just because, as like everyone else has said, Wii U is just a lot more fun, better looking. You play on like a bigger screen. It's not as pixelated as you would get with 3DS. So yeah, Smash Bros is really a fun game. Number 3, I have The Wolf Among Us. Even though I guess a couple maybe episodes came out last year, the collection that I played, that I bought, came out this year, and it's November. It's a really fun game. I would say it's the only game of its kind, if it weren't for The Walking Dead being, graphically of the same ish feeling, same style. I've never really played really a choice-based game before, or a game that's not go around and do your own stuff. Like Skyrim, your choices kind of matter, but it's not a main part of the whole game. It's really fun finding out who's doing what, who's killing people and everything, and trying to see past people's identity to see if they're actually bad people, and you find out different things, and it's really its own game. Again, like The Walking Dead, they're similar, but really each of those games are really their own game. But The Wolf Among Us is really fun. I've never played a game like that before. I love the art style. I love the characters. I love the I love that it's not every other game out there where it's combat, shooting people, doing this with shooting and that with shooting, and shooting arrows and shooting guns, and that seems to be a recurring thing with video games. But it's cool. It's something else. Second, I have Fantasy Life. It's a really, really, really fun game. I've actually when I first got it, I played it all the day that I got it, into the night, and I kind of got a little bit tired of it, and then I put it down for a little while, and I started playing it again, and I've been playing through it. It's just so fun, because I started out as a hunter. You can choose from different lives, and while I could complain about it, different lives, you can only do certain things when you're in that certain life, and you have to change to a whole different life to do certain things and advance your skill in those things. It's really fun going back into the game and saying, well, I'll try a different life, and it gives you a whole different set of objectives to do. And the world itself feels huge at first, but then once you explore it, you're really satisfied with it, and how each area is different, and there's different there's a desert-ish area, and a beach, and snow, and grassy plains, and the different things that you face. Sometimes they're animals, like snakes, but they're not really snakes, and they're bulls, but they look kind of the art style of it is really fun. It's a really, really fun game, and the story is pretty interesting. There's a lot of dialogue in the game, but you can either see that as, wow, they really are creative to the point where they can put so much dialogue, or sometimes just I really don't care what the butterfly has to say. Number one games I have this year are Pokemon, the remakes, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. They're exactly what I hoped they would be. There's enough progression in the games, but they still are made with the same spices that made the original ones. And some things, after playing these games, it's going to sound like a complaint, but you really have seen how far Pokemon games have come in Generation 5 and 6, with the colors and X and Y. Well, not really colors, contrast, I guess. Black and white, black 2, white 2. I still don't feel like saying black, white, black 2, white 2 every time, so I just say the colors. But because every generation, is gems, colors, and Generation 1 and 2 is colors.
Yeah.
The most recent colors, I guess you could say. But you really see how far the games have come, and this was a nice kind of throwback to how the games used to be, with a nice touch of how games are now, and it's just really, really nice to play updated Pokemon games again. Instead of having to go back. And Ruby and Sapphire, as great as they are, it's nice to play them, in your big 3DS XL screen, and just having fun with it. And they made a lot of new great additions and kept really fun stuff. That's my list.
Great job. Alright, my number 5, I have Infamous Second Son. This is basically the only PlayStation 4 exclusive.
Wait, what's your number
that's out
5?
right now.
I don't care what your number 5 is.
It doesn't matter what your number 5 is.
There's a rock. You got that right?
Yeah, I got that. I got it.
I never played the first 2 Infamous games, but this game was very fucking fun. You know, all the different powers are definitely very cool. I thought the story was pretty engaging. Augustine is a fantastically written character. Same with Delsin and Reggie, and all the other ones. But, you know, Augustine just steals the show for me. And just in terms of pure, you know, just excitement and fun, you know, this game really is great. And I think it's a beautiful game as well. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely a great game to pick up if you have a PS4. Number 4, I have Mario Kart 8. You know, I think this is the best Mario Kart ever made. Ever since I bought this game, I still just pop it in every once in a while, and it's just so much fucking fun, man. Especially when you have your friends playing with you and everything. It just gets very intense. This is by far, to me, as of right now, the best looking Nintendo game ever created in terms of visuals. This game is gorgeous, and you almost don't even know that it's on a Wii U because it's so pretty. The track design, I think, is fantastic. You know, the kart customization is great. You're constantly unlocking stuff. This game is very, very fun, and, you know, I think it's definitely worth buying a Wii U for, in my eyes. Number 3, I had Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. You know, I thought this game, when it got announced, when I saw footage of it, I'm like, yeah, it looks pretty cool. I wasn't going to pick it up right away, and I did pick it up right away. But then it was on sale one day, picked it up, and I was just completely blown away by this game. And yeah, I mean, damn, this game is just so much fun. I mean, the combat, like these guys have said, is just incredible. It makes you feel powerful. It's almost like a power trip. It's just badass. The Nemesis system, I think, in terms of you know, the new consoles and new game mechanics, you know, that aren't possible on previous generation hardware. This is probably the thing that stands out to me the most. It basically, the gameplay is never ending. You always have something to do, and you know, in games, I never felt kind of like a personal vendetta. You know what I mean, against something, and you know, this guy kills you, and you're just like, I'm gonna get you, you motherfucker. And then you take him out, and you feel badass. And, you know, I thought the story was cool. A lot of the missions are really good. It's just an incredible game. Number 2, I have Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. Man, you know, I've always enjoyed playing Smash before, playing Melee on the GameCube, a little bit of Brawl on the Wii. But damn, this game is so good. I mean, these guys have talked about 8-player Smash. I'm not going to say too much about that. But even everything, I just feel this game is incredibly balanced. And each fighter just feels incredibly different and fun to play as. I think even a lot of the other modes, event mode is incredibly fun. You know, classic mode is very fun as well. I mean, there's so many things to do. Getting trophies is one of the most addicting things I think you can have in a video game all year. Even, you know, we played maybe 10, 12 online matches. No lag. It was flawless. And to have that in a fighting game, I feel, is pretty damn good. You know, this game just feels so incredibly polished and just tight, and I adore this game. It's definitely, to me, the best game on the Wii U. It's completely 100% worth buying a Wii U for, in my opinion. And you know, every time that we get together, every weekend, we always end up playing Smash till like 2 or 3 in the morning, and it's incredibly fun. So yeah, that's my number 2. And number 1, I have Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm just completely floored by this game. I have sunk a lot of time into it, but I know I have many, 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 many more hours to play. It just seems like the RPG that I wanted right now, and it just fits perfectly. I think the story is incredibly engaging. I think the combat is very fun. And the only thing that kind of gets me is item management, but I mean, that is like one of the only flaws that I can think of with this game. The worlds are incredibly gorgeous. The hinterlands, the storm coast, the forbidden oasis,
The Exalted
Fallow
Plain, the Fallowmire,
Yeah, I
Val
mean-
Royeaux.
yeah, they're incredible. So many of the different companions and characters. The way they interact, the way you can interact with them, the way you just feel like you are so important to the Inquisition's cause of destroying this evil. The way you just build everything and feel like a leader. It's just one of the best experiences I've ever had in a video game. Game is gorgeous. It's incredibly fun. It's got a pretty cool online cooperative multiplayer, mode. It's just a great game, man. I seriously encourage everybody, if you're an RPG fan, to play this game. Because it's extremely satisfying. And even Skyhold will blow your mind with the stuff that is there. So yeah, those are my top 5 games of 2014. Any other games that you guys want to throw out that you had fun with? Didn't make your list?
I mean, both Diablo and The Last of Us were both pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though it has its problems and I'm starting to get a little bit more tired of it again, I mean, Destiny still was a very fun game. It still is a fun game, so I'd still... It's just, the problems
Destiny-
were enough to keep it off my list.
Destiny is my most played game of 2014.
Yeah.
But then,
But
the
the-
more you play it, the more its problems
Are-
bother you. And don't get me wrong, they've definitely improved that game since launch, for sure.
Yeah.
It's
But
a
it still
game...
has its problems.
It's a game where, like how for the first month all I did was play Destiny, it's a game where I'll still probably play it regularly, I just won't play it heavily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like pop it in, play for like maybe like an hour or
half an
two.
hour, yeah, do a couple strikes.
Do a couple strikes, half an hour, maybe even 2 hours, like a week, and then be like, done. All right, cool. I'm gonna play other things like Call of Duty. Call of Duty is another one was good. It's just
Call of Duty was good.
Yeah. Thief was there for me. I mean, it was more like the old school Thief. The old school stealth games where it was very much, puzzle solving, and you actually had to think, and actually the way they had the AI set up, you actually had to kind of think on your feet, and if you didn't have a plan and a strategy, you were kind of boned. So
Yeah. To me, The Walking Dead Season 2 is probably the best story I experienced all year. That game was very good. Same with The Wolf Among Us was very good. Pokemon,
yeah,
Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire are definitely fantastic. And definitely do things pretty much right where it should be. Far Cry 4 was fun. It was just a little bit too similar to Far Cry 3. But it's definitely a fun game. And also, one of the biggest surprises to me was Wolfenstein, The New Order. That game is fucking fantastic. BJ gets laid, man.
twice. One of it's like all sensual, and
It's
they
awesome.
just bend the chick over doggy, and it's railing her over the table.
Yeah, I'm like, hell yeah, man. Like,
Yeah.
that game is fucking incredible. Just getting in like a mech, just fucking destroying everything.
And
That's
then,
one of the fucking
and then
best
fighting
things.
Mecha, Death's Head is fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that last boss fight that was definitely very satisfying. A couple other games that I played, I just haven't really played enough of them. The Master Chief Collection is definitely very good. Velocity 2X was very good. And the very little bit that I played in the demo of Bayonetta 2 is awesome. I just got to play more of those games.
yeah.
Yep. Sam, any other games for you?
No.
For fun?
No honorable mentions.
A game that's like kind of fun, maybe you haven't played it enough or anything.
Yeah, Far Cry 4 is alright, but like Tyler said, it's a lot like Far Cry 3. Not
That's
really.
it.
Okay,
Alright.
cool.
You guys want to smash?
Let's fucking smash.
Smash.
Let's smash.
Get
You got a friend
smashed.
there?